Welcome back, guys, to a brand new Crypto Geek video where we talk about the latest and most trending news. Today's episode is one like no other. We actually have a crypto analyst coming on to discuss and answer some of your most asked questions, and we are going to jump right into that very shortly. Before we go in and you guys start listening to his opinion on XRP settlements, the legal process lawsuit, and our exchange is going to relist XRP and just so many other answers that you want to hear, make sure you smash that like button, comment your thoughts if you would like more of these host type videos, and obviously subscribe to my channel with post notifications on. I do want to give a quick disclaimer, nor am I or the guest host giving you any financial or legal advice. Do so at your own risk, and let's jump right in. One of the questions that was asked a lot, and it was, what do you believe and what do you think is going on with the extension? Obviously, you probably did hear about the SEC granting, the SEC getting granted the extension by Judge Sarah Natburn. What do you think of that, and do you think it is a negative impact on XRP and Ripple as a company and as a price?
Okay, first of all, let me see. That's an excellent question. And the extension is a topic that over the last couple of days has been brought up a lot. And there's a lot of negative connotations to this extension that the SEC has received. If nobody's aware, there was a recent extension request by the SEC asking for an extra 60 days of discovery. So that's delayed the whole case about 60 days. Now, let me just say, first of all, 60 days in the grand scheme of the spectrum of this case, and a case as big as the case between Ripple and the SEC. And the SEC, as everybody knows, is an essential part government entity in the United States economy. So a big case like this, and cases generally similar to this, can last years and years and years. And there are some cases that have been already in the system for over 5 years between government entities and different private companies. So, you know, in the big scheme of things, for a case like this to end by the end of January is still very short. And to look at the growth rate that you are expecting within 6 months now until January, the growth rate within 6 months for you to 10 times or 5 times or whatever you want to estimate as you know, the price target for XRP, to see your money 10 times or 5 times in 6 months, which better investment, you know, that you can tell me you can get in that short time span? That's one. The other big and important thing to consider here, look over the last couple of months. Look at the last 2 months, we'll say. How many documents have been sent to Judge Natburn? Tons and tons and tons of documents. And remember, if Judge Natburn wants to do her due diligence, do her best in looking at every single document that is out there and assess it appropriately, she's not a crypto expert by any means. Judge Natburn is not a crypto expert, but she's a very intelligent lawyer, right, Judge? She's very intelligent. She knows what she's doing, and she does a lot of research so that she doesn't fall into the cracks of the SEC manipulation. Remember, there's not been a single case and similar to this case. That's one. There's not been a single case similar to what's happening right now with the SEC, between the SEC and Ripple. That's one. There's not been a single one that's like this. That's one. Two, there's not been a single case where a crypto company has won. So you're looking at a market that is not understood. The SEC chairman himself, Gary Gensler, because he's taught a couple of courses at a university, he's taught cryptocurrencies. He was seen as like the biggest expert in cryptocurrency. Is he truly the biggest expert? Absolutely not. But because this market of people that have experience within crypto is so small, anybody with a very small amount of experience in this field is seen as a master. So she has to look through these documents that are being bombarded at her from every single angle and assess them. So this time, the extension that she's given, and people think this extension is for the SEC, and you know what, the SEC get an extension, but really it's Judge Natburn that's giving herself an extension because she needs to fairly view these documents. She needs to. And if anything, the SEC is using this not to be able to gather more information, because you know what, the SEC is not going to be able to gather anything. They've already done their best in gathering information. They've gotten out, I mean, they've asked, you know, external international companies for information. They've went into their own records. What more information are they going to get in 60 days? There's not going to be too much that they can get. But what they're doing it is a delay tactic to try and screw with the business of Ripple. This is truly what's happening. They're trying to screw the business of Ripple, and although they think they're very smart in doing that because it gives them a stronger settlement position, it's actually what it's actually doing, or what they're not realizing, that Ripple has not been in the United States for now 6 months, and they have focused so much on international. So another 60 days or 2 months isn't really going to change the overall position of Ripple. And I mean, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple himself, has a wealth of over 10 billion, I believe. It's probably a lot more given how much XRP Ripple has and the value of XRP today. So the wealth of Ripple can handle much, much more than 2 months of delay. So again, I'm going to conclude that, you know, my thoughts here. First of all, I think that the Judge Network gave the delay because she needs the extra time for herself, and I think that part of the reason that they're seeing it, or she might be thinking, is, you know what, if the SEC thinks they can prove something otherwise, let them prove it. And 2 months in the grand scheme of things is not as big of a deal as as many laymen or as many new investors may think. It's actually nothing in the grand scheme of things. I mean, look, how long has Ripple been in existence? What, 10 years now, or 8 years? I think they just had their 9-year anniversary. So what's 2 months for a company that's been there for 9 years?
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think? So in terms of the price, obviously, I think the purpose of the SEC extension here being obviously put on to the judge and the judge granting it, like you said, it's to try and pressure Ripple. What do you think is going to happen with the price, especially since people have seen that now, and since it will, I believe it will, what do you think in terms of that? Since it will impact the business of Ripple working, and which will overall impact the price of XRP. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so before I talk about the price, I'm going to get into one point too that was brought up by somebody in the comment section here. So Sharpshooter, and very good point in the fact that Ripple has headquarters in Dubai. In fact, they have multiple offices across the globe, and Ripple has started to shift away from dependence on the United States. Initially, their headquarters was in the United States, and it still is, but they have developed headquarters across the world because of what the SEC has pressured them into doing. Sometimes, and I'm going to make this very brief point, sometimes when you push someone into a corner, what it actually does is it forces them into innovating and finding alternatives. And although it may seem like a really, really bad thing for Ripple at the beginning, but Ripple has gotten a huge chunk of the international market that many other cryptocurrency companies have not, because they weren't pressured into it. So this is a very, very good point by Sharpshooter in the comment section there, and it is a valid point. Now, getting into the price action of XRP in relevance to what is happening in the crypto market right now. Look, let's be real here, and a lot of people are taking things out of context. Ripple is not acting, or XRP right now in the market is not acting independently. We hope that one day XRP will act independent of the market. But the fact is, and this is not me saying it, these are the numbers speaking for themselves, XRP is acting the exact same way that the vast majority of cryptocurrencies are acting in this market, in this, let's call it, volatile market. And this is one of the points that was even brought up in the lawsuit, is XRP is dependent price-wise I'm not going to say dependent exactly, but it does sway with the rest of the market. And that is one of the reasons that was brought to defend XRP. It follows Bitcoin. And look at the market as a whole. You hear a lot of people saying, oh my God, XRP is crashing because this and this happened in the lawsuit. When in reality, the entire market is down 10%. So XRP being down 10% is not because of what's happening in the crypto market, in the lawsuit. Rather, it's a result of what's happening in the crypto market as a whole. So let's not try to blame everything on the lawsuit. And this is one of the beautiful things about XRP nowadays. XRP nowadays is growing with the crypto market as a whole, which is good in the sense that the lawsuit has not really put as big of a cloud on it as many would have thought at the initial, when that lawsuit was first filed. When the lawsuit was first filed, you were having green spouts in the market, with Ripple maintaining its losses and continuing to go downhill in a red into the red with a green market. Right now, the entire market is green, and all that XRP is doing is it's reacting to the market. So nobody can tell you right now that XRP is going to fly with a market that's crashing. That's not to say that the market is crashing. Right now, the market is relatively stagnant, heading towards the lower end. But again, there are some reasons that the whole market as a whole is going into the red. I won't get into that because your question wasn't in relevance to that. But the market as a whole right now is heading downwards, and I think it's temporary, but I'm not going to get into the specifics. And XRP is reacting just like the rest of the market.
Would exchanges relist XRP? And again, there was a lot of news on exchanges prior even to the lawsuit and during, Judge Netburn's discovery, where the defense, which is the Ripple team, was asking for clarification. Can Ripple be listed or XRP be listed? And there wasn't really a clear answer. Can we see exchanges list XRP? And again, can we see it in the near future?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Actually, this is a very interesting question. I'm going to tell you why it is interesting. First of all, I think people miss or maybe overestimate of some crypto exchanges. Okay, I'm going to say why people overestimate. So let's look at some companies that have been recently. So I'm going to name specifically Coinbase. So Coinbase has been the biggest sort of crypto exchange to try and target or to try and go on if you're a growing cryptocurrency, right? So everybody wants to be on Coinbase. Am I right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so now let's look at new companies that have joined Coinbase or that have been listed on Coinbase over the last month or 2 months. Who has been listed on Coinbase over the last 2 months? We started with ADA. Right, ADA Cardano was listed on Coinbase maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, a little less. What happened on the day that ADA got listed on Coinbase? What happened? Was there a lot of price action?
Was some, but
there was nothing.
Nothing significant.
Very minimal. In the grand scheme, like if you look at that particular day of listing and a little bit after, ADA was going to grow regardless of Coinbase existing or listing them or not. But really, there wasn't any significant growth. Let's look even sooner, closer to today. Dogecoin. Dogecoin was listed on Coinbase. I think it was under a month ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, actually.
What happened to the price of Doge after listing on Coinbase? Nothing.
Yeah.
In fact, it went down like the rest of the market days later. We talked even a couple of days ago, Shiba Inu, the meme coin that was listed. Was there any price action because of listing after it was listed on Coinbase? Nothing. There was absolutely no action. This tells you a couple of things. First of all, it tells you that the price action or the increase in price always happened when they announced the listing, not when it was actually active on Coinbase. So it tells you, again, it goes back to my initial point about emotions driving the market rather than facts. So people got excited. Oh my God, it's going to get listed on Coinbase. Oh my God, Dodge, Shiba, whatever. But in reality, they didn't go out and buy it from Coinbase. The people that got excited are the people that already hold the crypto, the currency, not people that are going in to buy more. So is XRP going to be listed? I'm going to tell you the real answer, and this is unfortunate, is I think it's not going to be listed on Coinbase. The reason that it's not, and not that it, and like I said, it does not matter, because we're really not going to get anything out of it right now in the midst of this lawsuit by it getting listed on Coinbase. But I'm going to tell you why it's not going to get listed. And this is not necessarily bad. I know people get really traumatized and feel terrible when hear something negative, but I'll tell you why. What is happening right now, and this is because of a dirty move, unfortunately, by the SEC. SEC is threatening crypto exchanges that this is my analysis, that are attempting or hoping to list XRP. Every crypto exchange wants to list XRP, not because they're in love with XRP as a company or Ripple. They don't give a damn about Ripple or XRP. They care about where the cash flows. And XRP, as I was saying a couple of minutes ago, is a big volume mover. And if you make a minuscule amount on every single XRP that you sell, which is what crypto exchanges are doing right now, they're getting a percentage of what people are selling from XRP and so on. If you do that and you have huge volumes, you want that cryptocurrency because it makes you money. That's why they're in love with Dodge, and they listed Dodge, is because they're hoping it makes some money. And XRP is volume-wise top. I think it's one of the top 3. I'm pretty sure. So it's good for the crypto exchanges to list XRP. But why aren't they doing it? It's because they're being threatened by the SEC. I can tell you this. This is my analysis. Why? Because there was a recent document that was sent from the SEC, and it was sent to the court. And some people missed this part of the document. It was sent, and the SEC was trying to prove that Ripple and MoneyGram were collaborating in selling XRP. This doesn't make this, them collaborating to sell XRP and getting money out of traders and so on, it doesn't affect the actual lawsuit, because it doesn't define XRP as a security or as a currency. But what it does is it hurts Ripple's business, because it looks like they're trying to play around. But why did MoneyGram accept to say that information? It's hurting MoneyGram as much as it's hurting XRP and Ripple. It's hurting both of them. So why would you hurt yourself?
Yeah.
If you're MoneyGram, and the SEC comes and tells you, say that you collaborated with Ripple, and you sold all this XRP, and you tricked the investors a little bit, why would you do it? Unless you were threatened with a lawsuit or with something else that's going to hurt your business.
Yeah, it definitely makes a very valid point for that.
I think what's happening is the SEC is going out to crypto exchanges and saying, we're going to say publicly that you're allowed to list XRP, and that we didn't tell you not to list it, but if you list it, you're going to be sued. And no matter how profitable XRP is, look at the business that Ripple lost because of the lawsuit by the SEC. And yes, they might win, and yes, they will win, and yes, crypto exchanges, if the SEC sues them, they're probably going to win as well. But the delay that the SEC play is going to hurt their business far more than listing a cryptocurrency, even if it's a profitable cryptocurrency. So I think what's happening, again, is the SEC is going out to these crypto exchanges and saying, if you list XRP, you're getting sued. And then they're going out publicly saying, we didn't tell anybody anything. They could list it if they wanted. We're not saying that XRP is a security right now. Look at them. Even in this last recently, maybe a couple of weeks ago, the SEC goes requesting from the court documents for XRP from the day that they were sued until now. What does that say? That tells you that SEC is still trying to play the card that XRP might be a security. Now, if SEC is playing that card that XRP could be a security, what is that saying to crypto exchanges that list it or that are thinking of listing it? It's telling them that you might be listing securities. So they're playing double-faced in this case, the SEC. They're going out and saying something publicly, but then they're doing something else behind the scenes.
Alright guys, I hope you did enjoy this fantastic episode. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel with post notifications on, and comment your thoughts down below. With that being said, I'll see you next time, Crypto Geeks. Have a wonderful day.